So the 8th generation Corvette has been released to the world. What do you guys think? Is it everything you expected it to be? Are you a little disappointed? Let's step into the Gearhead Lounge and let's discuss what happened to the C8 Corvette. What's up, Gearheads? So, the 8th generation Corvette has been released. It looks just like the leaked photos, so that wasn't a hoax. But what do you guys think? It's mid-engine, it has almost 500 horsepower. It's everything a supercar is, in my opinion. What is the definition of a supercar? Well, let's take a look at the unveiling last night and point out some things about this new Corvette.
Ladies and gentlemen, the all-new 2020 mid-engine Corvette.
First thing that hit me was just the deepness of the red of the Corvette and the sound of the engine. It sounded really good, real muscular. They didn't really lose anything on the exhaust note. It still sounds menacing, so that's always a good thing. But just the overall look of the Corvette, I still like it. I'm still not 100% sold on the whole cab forward design, but I know you kind of had to have that sort of look for a mid-engine car. But I think with the cab forward design, you kind of lose the muscular look in a sense. You lose the broad-shouldered look that a lot of muscle cars have. But it's still a Corvette, and I still think it looks awesome. I thought I was going to have a problem with the taillights, but it looks really good. The taillights, they're still reminiscent of the previous generation Corvette. A lot of people said they look like a Camaro, but I don't think they look so much like a Camaro as they do a new Corvette. One thing I did want to see was the center exiting exhaust. I thought that would have been the perfect car to have a center exiting exhaust, and then you could put some 180-degree headers on the car and really have a cool sounding GT supercar. But that's just me. One thing they mentioned was that the car had reached its limits, and I kind of agree. There's only so much power you could push out of a front engine, rear-wheel drive platform with the suspension that it had. It still used leaf springs, if I'm not mistaken, and they were still sort of based on the 1963 design with obviously huge upgrades, but it was still an old design. And there's just so much, I mean, you can only stuff a big motor in so much in a car and expect it to be stable and all that. So it was time. The 01 that they just came out with, the 7th generation, was the pinnacle of what the Corvette could do. It probably could do a little more, but it would have been a beast to handle around the road course and all that. So going with a mid-engine design, I think, was the best way to go. This is an all-new, built from scratch, all-new coilover suspension, all 4 corners, the new frame design, everything. So it was definitely time. I agree.
To take performance and driving dynamics to the next level for our customers, we had to move to mid-engine. The time has come today, and we feel that both Corvette traditionalists and potential new customers will embrace the change in layout.
Let's face it, traditionalists, you don't have a choice.
The 2020 Chevrolet Corvette is going where no Corvette has gone before, and we're all thrilled to ride along. This new Corvette with its mid-engine configuration has always been part of Corvette's destiny, and it's the Corvette version of a supercar that we've all wanted to see for so long.
Personally, I have a little problem with that phrase. It's a Corvette version of a supercar. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being too critical, but it sounds like that it's almost like, it's almost like the Corvette is not a supercar. It is. So there's no Corvette version of supercar. It's just now that the Corvette is a supercar. But there's still a lot of people who don't think a Corvette is a supercar because, I don't know, maybe because it's not a European car or something like that. I'm not sure. I think we need to define exactly what a supercar is these days, because this thing goes from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, actually under 3 seconds, and it will probably do low 11s or high 10s in the quarter mile, and it'll probably reach 200 miles an hour without even breathing hard. So, I mean, if that's not a supercar, I don't know what is.
When the 2020 Corvette Stingray goes on sale in the US, it will start at less than $60,000.
Now, this is the part that really blew my mind. Less than $60,000. I mean, true, it's the base Stingray, okay? I mean, we're not talking, it doesn't have a blower on it, no turbo, no active aero or anything like that, but I mean, for $60,000, you get a hell of a lot of car for that amount of money. And obviously, I mean, they said less than $60,000, so $59,995, right? Or $59,450. But we know that it's as close to $60,000 as they can get without them saying it's $60,000. But still, for $60,000, the Corvette is a steal, and it's something that can keep up with something twice its price. And just a few tweaks, I'm sure, by the time the SEMA show hits in November, it's going to be flooded with 8th generation Corvettes with catback exhaust on it. If they can break all the computer codes in time, if there's going to be a flash program for it. There are going to be suspension mods. There are going to be wheels for it already. They may even come up with body stuff. So, yeah, $60,000. Yeah, I'd buy it.
The new location of the engine is truly the focal point for the car's design. It's the heart of this new Corvette, and it sits like a jewel in a showcase. A jewel in a showcase that is visible through the large hatch rear window.
I like that they have the engine visible, like the Ferrari 360 Modena. I thought that was always a really cool looking car with the engine sitting right there under the glass for everybody to see. And the engine that they have in this Corvette, it looks great. It doesn't have a whole bunch of plastic covers on top of it. Obviously, I would guess that intake manifold look right there on top is probably some sort of cover, but the rest of the engine looks pretty cool. You have, they move the coils down below the exhaust ports, so the engine looks uncluttered. They really want to showcase the engine. They want to make it look really good. So I think they did a really good job in doing that.
No Corvette has ever felt so comfortable, nimble, and so completely stable. I can't talk about the suspension without talking about its foundation, the body structure. The main structure is aluminum and makes the most use of high-pressure die casting in General Motors history.
Don't wreck it.
They are the key to making this the stiffest Corvette in history, which in turn contributes to great driving dynamics.
All kidding aside, it has an aluminum frame with die-cast components. So so it's not sheet aluminum, but it's like a rigid die-cast type aluminum setup. So if you get in a wreck and damage this frame, I'm not sure that they can fix this for you. So be careful with this car. Don't wreck it.
On a mid-engine car, you would expect there to be a front storage compartment. But the Corvette also features a rear storage compartment. Combined, these two compartments provide unprecedented luggage volume. The trunk easily accommodates the standard removable roof panel, which has been a hallmark in Corvette since 1984, or 2 golf bags.
First of all, every time you see someone talking about storage on a supercar or some sort of high-performance vehicle, they always break out with the golf bags. I know a lot of people who own supercars and high performance cars, and none of them play golf. So I don't understand why they always are trying to tell how many golf bags this car can hold. Or this car can hold 3 golf bags. This car can only hold 1 golf bag. No one plays, well, people do play golf, but I guess the people I know just don't play golf. But also I want to know is, are they going to make this custom Corvette luggage an option here? Because that's kind of cool.
Many of our features are enabled by our new digital vehicle platform. This new electrical architecture sends signals much faster, provides state-of-the-art cybersecurity, and over-the-air reflash capability.
This means it's going to have Wi-Fi, because I think just about every GM vehicle now comes out with Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi when you're riding along. It's going to be able to, you're going to be able to reprogram this thing remotely. So that's really cool. I think it's going to be really cool if you're able to buy programs, buy a tune. I think it's going to be really cool if you can buy a tune from a manufacturer. You go to your favorite track, you call the manufacturer, and they have a special track tune that you can buy or possibly rent at a particular price, and they just download it to your vehicle from wherever you are in the world. I think that would be cool. So I may be thinking a little too futuristic here, but I think we can do this. Do it.
I'll talk about the beating heart of the Corvette, the engine. We will be the only remaining naturally aspirated V8 in the segment. We are calling it the LT2, and its displacement remains 6.2 liters. But that's about all that is carryover about it. With the performance exhaust, it was recently SAE certified at 495 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque, making this the most powerful Corvette Stingray ever.
The most powerful Corvette Stingray. Remember that, not the ZR1 or Z06, nothing like that. Just the Stingray. But that's pretty good numbers for just a baseline car. Was that what they say, 495? I mean, that's respectable. That analogy makes me think of the 2005 Ford GT. Taking nothing away from that vehicle. That vehicle is a masterpiece in its own right. But the new Corvette Stingray has pretty much the same specs as the 2005 Ford GT. 2005 Ford GT had 550 horsepower, but it was about 150 pounds heavier. It did 0-60 in 3 seconds. I think it had 205 mile an hour top speed, and you could buy them for about $125,000 or something like that. Well, now you have a new Corvette Stingray that can match, or even better, a 2005 Ford GT for a third of the price. And Ford GTs are still going for 100 grand. I mean, the 2005 version. So I think that GM has done something really good in making all of this performance affordable.
That engine is paired to our first 8-speed dual clutch transmission, or DCT. This features a very...
Now here's where people are going to get salty. The transmission is what's going to make it or break it for a lot of people. It's an 8-speed dual clutch transmission that can be fully automatic, or you can shift it using paddle shifters. So a manual stick shift, as we know it, is gone in the Corvette. I've talked to some people. I know a lot of people they feel the same way about the new GT500. It's like, oh, this is great. What? It doesn't have a stick shift? Well, I don't want to buy it. Well, unfortunately, it seems that probably in the future, all new cars are going to start having this feature. At least all performance cars are going to have this feature. Not that I 100% agree with it. I mean, because when you think about it, a dual clutch transmission with paddle shifters can shift faster and more efficiently than anything, Grumpy Jenkins can pull out of his hat on the drag strip. However, it's just fun to be able to roll through the gears sometimes. You know, to be able to just use your arms, and I mean to be part of the car. It's driving as a whole experience, and removing the manual shift kind of detracts from that experience. That's just my opinion right now. I mean, obviously, haven't driven a new 8th generation Corvette. I may come back and like, this thing's awesome. You have to buy it. So, but right now, the way I feel, I mean, it has it's done. It's a dual clutch transmission, so there's nothing we can do to bring back the stick. And please, guys, don't tear your brand new Corvette up trying to make a manual shift lever in it and all that stuff. Please don't do that. But right now, it's dual clutch. It's got paddle shifts, and we're gonna have to live with it. It'll be okay. Just buy an old Corvette and keep your stick. So overall, personally, I think Chevrolet has knocked it out the park with this new Corvette. It's fast, it's agile, it's good to drive, and it's affordable, and it looks awesome. So it's a winner all the way around. And see, remember, this is just the Stingray version. This is like the base model. And then you got the Z51 package, and then you have all of those other features that will lift up the front suspension, and that you'll be able to program over 1,000 places where it will remember to raise the suspension, so you won't have to drive sideways out of anybody's driveway and sideways up and down the street with speed bumps, or at least hopefully. So it has a lot of great features to it. And so just for the base model at 60 grand, boom, it's a home run. Now just wait till they come out. You know they're going to come out with the ZR1, and they may come out with the Z06 as well. And that's going to even push the envelope even farther. I mean, we're dealing with the new LT2 engine. New LT2 engine here. So once they start supercharging that, they may turbocharge it. You never know. So everything just stands to go higher with this new Corvette. We can't wait to see these things on the street. Hopefully, we'll be at SEMA, and I will probably run out of memory trying to document every Corvette that's going to be there with performance parts on it. But this thing is going to be all over the show. Trust me. So that's all we got for the Gearhead Lounge, talking about this new Corvette. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be updated every time we upload a new video. Thanks a lot for supporting our page. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. Go ahead and subscribe. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later. Take care.